Anxiety is called a disorder because when it's too frequent and too constant, it is definitely a disorder. And unfortunately, it does have negative consequences on our body. If we find ourselves in a more regular anxiety mode than relax mode, yes, over time they have proven that anxiety equals stress, stress equals results of ill health. So that's why it is so important, if you are suffering. I know how bad it can be. I really do. I've had a battle with it for years, and my relaxations and my meditations and the imagery has helped me the most, because I really have to let myself off the hook, so to speak. If you can think of some major stressors in your life, maybe just jot them down during this time. Just write them down. Just on the paper, bold as can be. Here it is. I feel anxious because, and just start jotting them down, because our awareness of it is extremely important. Do you ever have people come to you and ask you, what are you so uptight about, or why are you so jittery, or why are you so anxious about everything? You just kind of draw a blank. You don't know what to say to them. You might feel, well, geez, I don't have an answer for this person, and on it goes, and what must they think of me, and why can't I explain this? It's very hard to explain it to someone who doesn't have it. And I don't believe that everyone is completely relaxed all the time, but maybe facilitators or teachers or people who spend an awful lot of time, in their meditation, have a lot more common. This is excellent, because this is the goal, and we can still do it. And we can do this even if we're inside of our home. If our anxiousness gets us to a point where, well, I can't go out and do such and such, but I can certainly, watch my videos at home and let that help me. So it's a pretty complicated issue, and different things make different people anxious. This is a fact. What might make you anxious may not do it for me, and what my anxieties are about, it might not bother you in the least, and so it goes. But the feeling, the symptoms, from all the studying I've done, are very, very similar. And I've decided that I don't want to live the rest of my life anxious. It's not going to help anything. Some people use the word anxious and worry interchangeably, and I think it is a form of worry, because if, like me, you write things down on paper, what is it that's, what is it that's causing this, or making you feel this way? don't know, it needs to be in our awareness, and the only way we can do that is by writing it down. And then from there, we can meditate on these things and bring that level down, bring that fear down. Because anxiety is fear. It starts with the fear of, maybe it's, oh my gosh, if this doesn't happen, then, you know, and on we go. If this doesn't work out, then, you know, I've had it, you know. I'm at the end, or, you know, I need this to happen, and why doesn't it happen, and it just seems so difficult, and then we build it up into our tower of anxiety, and we just gotta do our best every day, bit by bit, no matter how small the steps are that we take to try and minimize it. That's okay. That's good. It's good to take small steps along the way, because it does take time, and we may not be able to fix all the big things at once. That's quite common, you know, the big triggers for us that set off our anxiety, and you know, it might be a big one, so we have to say, okay, well, this one's going to take a little more time, you know, so we're just being aware, acknowledging, and maybe put a longer time frame out there. This is, you have a plan, and instead of feeling anxious all the time, you can feel good that you have a plan, and that you know you'll do the best that you can do. Yeah, and anxious people, you know, we're quite sensitive as well, quite sensitive to our environment and people, you know, around us, you know, so that's a thing to be aware of too. And slowing down this response of anxiety is something we can do too. So with the deep breathing, finding a way to do it in public where people don't really know what you're doing, but you're kind of, you know, sucking in the air and, you know, trying to get your deep breath so you can, yeah, not feel as wound up. So I'm not sure if you're working full time. I'm sure there's times where anxiety can get you hammered over the head about different things, you know, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So once we put a rating on things too, we need to slow down and, you know, start thinking lighter thoughts. It's just another day, it's just another moment, it's just another situation, and I can handle it. You know, things like that. But I think first of all is just getting your anxieties down on paper. And then from there, start practicing with each one. Maybe you can flip it around, like, oh my gosh, I've got to get this done by the... And then maybe you can flip it around to, well, that is important, and I do need to get it done, but it's not going to happen in half an hour. And then set more realistic goals. Yeah. And the thing I know too is that we need to give our bodies a break. We need to give our vascular system a break, our blood pressure, and many things about us physically don't need the anxiety. It's not healthy for us. So the good news is we're working on it. And we're going to keep working on it until we get to the place we want to be. And that's not that far away. So I send you a blessing today. I send you calmness and peace. May you have some time when you do your deep breathing and slow things down. So thank you. Please leave me ideas if you have any suggestions. I'd appreciate it. And anxiety might be tough, but we're tougher. We're going to get it under control. So have an awesome day and have a calm day. Thank you.